Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are joined by one of the top ranked amateur MMA fighters in New England. He holds a record of 3-1. He is the current welterweight champion of Cage Titans. He is the one and only Ozzy Martin. How's it going, Ozzy?
Good, man. Good. Can't complain.
So you're about 3.5 weeks out, man. How are you feeling?
Great. I feel phenomenal everywhere. I feel like I could fight tomorrow. Like for me, fight camps, like it's not that different from regular training because I'm always in the gym, always trying to get better every single day. Training morning, nights. Like when I'm not training, I'm watching fighting. I'm just my whole life. So like the only thing that really changes when I'm in fight camp is like I switch it on. I don't let up positions as much. The intensity goes up a little more. So this is my life after all. This is all I do. So I'm more than ready for this fight.
Just helping you get ready in camp right now.
So No Sos MMA, it's my team now. I train there all the time. Morning, nights. Devin Powell, like I got a ton of teammates to help me out. Brody McDougall, Kyle Hill, David Burke, Kyle Pafal, Jared St. Jean, and Nick Eldridge, who both have title fights this coming weekend for NEF. Shout out those guys. And, just the list goes on. And just like, Josh Smith is a really good body for me, especially in this camp, as I'm fighting a wrestler. He's an ex-college wrestler with also a record of 3-1 in mixed martial arts. And, he's a very dominant wrestler. And, so is David Burke, and all the guys that I've been training with are just so good at everything, not just wrestling, striking. They're just so well-rounded. So, I'm training with the best guys, and obviously like, my striking coaches and Nick Miles and Taylor Mears, shout out those guys really, and Devin Powell, of course. They give me my style and they just know me so well, and I'm just getting better every single day.
Yes, sir. And who's going to be in your corner on fight night?
Fight night, it will be Devin Powell, of course, Taylor Mears, Nick Miles, and I think Tyler King. I think those are going to be my corners, because for title fights you can get 4, I'm pretty sure. So those are going to be my guys in the corner and in the back helping me out.
Awesome, man. And what's like a typical day for you, like as far as training goes?
Well, wake up. Either I like to train all the time. So like I'm getting up and I'm either lifting, running, or training. Most of the time I just wake up, I go to the gym, get some pads, jiu-jitsu, wrestling, whatever's going on that day. And then, sometimes I'll even just bring food to the gym, train, shower, chill there, eat some food, then wait till later till another session happens. Then I get back later to my house and just chill. And, really, like for me, like nothing else really that I like to do as much as train and fight, of course. But just like the training for me is just so much fun, and just like developing skills everywhere is just like wicked fun for me. Like I love getting better, and I love feeling good, and I love just pushing the pace all the time, and just like competitive mindset. Like I just want to be the best. So there's not a day that goes by where I don't think about fighting. I wake up, I'm fighting. I go to sleep, I dream about fighting. I wake up, fucking go to bed every single time. The only thing going in my head is sequences, numbers. I'm like, sometimes I go out, like do something else, and like in my own head, I'm thinking about this combination or this jujitsu, just like, just moves, just everything. My head is just always going on. It's always moving at 100 miles an hour.
And how do you think your style is going to fare against Jay Curley?
He's a strong wrestler. Very comes wrestled in college and high school, and at the end of the day, like this is Cage Titans fighting championship. This isn't Cage Titans wrestling championship. So like I'm gonna get in there and I'm gonna put my hands on him, and that's about it. I'm a striker first, but at the end of the day, I'm a mixed martial artist. Obviously you got to respect his wrestling, and I think obviously I have the better stand up, and I think we're going to get in there and he's going to be extremely surprised when he does lock up with me or try to take me down, that I'm just not going to go to the floor and accept a position and just let him lay on top of me. cardio is king, and that's one thing that I certainly do not lack. And I think that with my movement, he's never fought anybody with my speed or my power. And I think that as soon as we get, in order to take someone down, you have to close the distance. And in that distance closing, you get hit 3, 4, 5 times so fast. You just you just start to doubt yourself a little bit, especially if I'm sprawling on you, getting back up. If he does take me down, which I don't think he will be able to, because I'm so confident in my wrestling defense. And just, at the end of the day, the training room we have at Nostos is full of talent, undefeated professionals, amateur champions, ex-college wrestlers that I train with day in, day out, ex-high school wrestlers, so really for me, I'm a mixed martial artist at the end of the day, and I like to fight, I always bring it every single time. It's not going to be a boring fight when you come see me fight, I think the only reason that this fight is so exciting is because I'm fighting. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to go in there and I'm not going to try and hold him up against the fence or lay on top of him. I'm going to try and knock him out. I'm going to try and knock him unconscious every second. Every second that he's not laying on me or pressing up against me, he's going to have to think about, I could get knocked out at any second right now.
Yes, sir. And going into your first title defense, are you feeling any added pressure at all?
No, because at the end of the day, for me, I won the title. Nothing really changed for me. At the end of the day, I got to remember why I started doing this. I love to fight, plain and simple. Title, no title, 2 titles, 3 titles. I don't care. I'm looking to put my hands on somebody, and it just so happens to be this guy.
And the question I should have asked before that one was, what made you make your decision of making the move to Nostos fully?
It's just I really like everyone there. We all got off very well, and I just think the way that Devin Powell runs practices, and just Nick Miles is a great mind for striking, and our wrestling coach Ross Danner is just a great wrestler, and they all have just that mindset. And the practices they run, you feel you're held responsible, but not just for yourself, but for your teammates. And people always say this is a lonely sport, very individual sport. I agree, but at the end of the day, when you have a team like that, it's you want to see everybody succeed, and you're there, you're suffering with everyone, you're sweating, you're bleeding with your team. And I just think that we have such a strong connection. Everybody wants to see each other win. And you got 1 or 2. All it takes is 1 or 2 people in that room to just go balls to the walls. Always try it, and always show up to train. Always eating right, taking care of yourself. Discipline is key for me. I take discipline to a whole nother level. You won't catch me doing nothing in training camp. Eat, sleep, and train. That's it. This is my life after all. And you do some dumb shit, you could get really hurt in that cage. So this isn't wrestling, this isn't grappling, this is fighting. So a lot of things could happen. And of course, I still do train at my old place, Lakes Region Valetudo. Sometimes I go back there. I train with the head coach there, Taylor Mears, who's still my striking coach. He's such a great mind, and he is just he was my original head coach for all my other fights. And him and Devin are very friendly, and Devin's my coach, and I also feel Taylor is my coach as well, but my striking coach. And he's just it's just especially with that, outside of the gym a little, I get to bring a different look to the gym, a more traditional kickboxing and boxing style that sometimes can be lost in MMA, because it's they're different sports after all. But I do feel everything together is just so good and so dangerous. And you bring new things in for your other sparring partners, they're going to have to adapt, and they get better. So, it's a win-win for everyone at the end of the day.
Yes, sir. And what separates you between, the rest of the guys in the division? What would make you different from everyone else?
I think that the fact that I eat, this is all I do. And discipline for me, I eat right, make sure I just everything, man. I'm in bed at a certain time, I eat right, I wake up, and the first thing on my mind is I got to get after it. Fuck whatever I'm feeling. Feelings don't matter. Discipline is what counts, and discipline is what's going to bring you further. I'm not fucking around. I never am, especially when I'm getting ready for a fight. Like, I'm ready to fucking go in there and I'm ready to put someone out. Like, this is what I want to do. And I know that this is a tough game. And I know that, you know, if you don't really take it seriously, you can get hurt. And and at the end of the day, like, I just feel like mindset wise, I'm just like a killer. And I just feel like whoever's standing in front, like, I'm not scared of anyone. Like, like, you see, like, my first fight was against an extremely experienced grappler, an older guy, you know, bigger dude. You know, I didn't cut any weight at that time, and like, I came out with a knockout victory. My second fight, I took that fight on 9 days' notice against a fighter, a very good fighter, who had 7 fights at that time, and that was only my second fight ever. And I got him out of there pretty fast. It was Daniel Keepers. He just had a really, really, really good fight against Miguel Savassin in the previous Cage Titans, very close fight. And, you know, my third fight, of course, #1 ranked welterweight as an amateur, undefeated. I was 2-0. I took that fight. I went in there. You know, it didn't go my way, but now, like, that fight brought me to Nostos, and it brought like I made a friendship from that fight, and it brought me to the gym. So I feel like everything, and I was able to learn a lot about myself. You know, no matter eye swell up, broken nose, busted knee, like, no matter what, like, I'm still in there, and I'm still looking to put you out. No matter what, like no matter what, I'm always going to be there, and I'm always going to be trying to put you out. And, you know, my fourth fight against a tough striker with very good movement, who was the Flex Fight Series lightweight champion, and moved up a weight class, came to Cage Science, and we had a good fight, ended up finishing him. You know, feel really good about that. But at the end of the day, like, as soon as the fight's over, I'm thinking about the next one. I'm thinking about, okay, what did I do wrong in that fight that I can get better at in the next fight? And that's where I really feel like this fighting a grappler, people are going to be very, very surprised on not only how I handle takedowns, but how good actually my grappling is. I feel like I'm one of the best. Like, my grappling is just, like, I train with such good guys, man. Like, everyone that I train with is a fucking certified killer. And, you know, when you surround yourself with that, you become a killer yourself. So, you know, I think definitely that my opponent is overlooking my grappling aspect just because, like, he wrestled in college or high school or whatever. You know, like, as I said before, this is fighting. This ain't wrestling. Like, I'm not in there trying to wrestle him back. I'm in there trying to knock him out. So we'll see.
Bring the violence.
Hell yeah, always, man. That's all I know.
Oh man, your fight at Cage Titans, I believe that was 63 in January.
Yes, in January. I think it was 63. Yeah.
So that was the first time I saw you fight, man, and oh my god, I became an absolute fan instantly. I actually went back and watched the fight between you and Brody on YouTube. Like, that was crazy.
Yeah, that was a great fight, man. And, you know, like, I live for that shit. Like, I live for those kind of fights. Like, and unfortunately, like, I made a mistake where, like, I blew my nose, my eye swelled up. Like, I was very young, not only in the fight game, but mentally and physically. I was very young at that point. And I feel like after that fight, I really matured, and, like, I really grew up. And I feel like now I'm just like, I'm unstoppable now. I feel like nothing can get in my way to just not only retaining my title, but also, you know, taking that next step maybe to the pro level, or maybe fight some more Thai fights, maybe see if I can get another belt somewhere. Because that was the previous plan for me. I was trying to fight for a different promotion to get a different belt. In May, I unfortunately couldn't find an opponent, and this opponent, Jaden, wanted to fight me only in Cage Titans. So I was like, okay, like, you know, and he called me out. You know, he went up on stage and he wanted to see. He's like, "What's up?" Like, whatever, you know, like, I mean, it's his funeral, man. Like, if he wants to call me out, like, that's fine, dude. But, like, obviously, I'm taking this personal. Like, you call me out, like, it's me personally. So, you know, no, like, once those cage doors lock, it's just me and him. You know, none of his boys or none of his fans are going to be able to comment saying how good he is, or how strong he is, or whatever the fuck they want to say. Like, it's just me and him in there. So, you know, I'm ready for that. I hope he is too.
What can your fans expect from you next month going into the fight with him?
They can expect the best Ozzy Martin they've ever seen. Striking wise, grappling wise, power wise, speed wise. Like, this is just like, I'm at a stride right now. I'm just on a different level, to where I'm training with such good guys. Like, my teammate Kyle Hill is also on the card as a professional too, walking for his third professional fight. And that guy's like, I don't know if you've seen any of his fights, but he's very, very talented. And, everybody in that room is very talented. And, iron sharpens iron, like we're in there, we're suffering each day. Like we're getting after it, and we hold each other accountable too, man. If someone's slacking or if someone's doing something they're not supposed to, we're on their fucking ass, dude. And I think that's what really separates us from other teams and other gyms is that we take each other accountable for the shit that they do. They better be in the gym. They better be training. Like they better be fucking doing everything. Because when you make that walk and you fight, you're not just representing yourself. You're representing your teammates in your gym. Everybody that put all that hard work into you, and you just hate to disappoint people when you go in there.
Sure. And how do you deal with injuries and recovery, both physically and mentally?
I feel like just like eating right, eating the right things, hydrating, ice bath sauna has been a real help to me. And also just listening to your body, like being able to train multiple times a day, but being smart about it. Like, okay, if I had a very, very hard session in the morning, maybe I'll take it a little light at night. Or if I had a easy session in the morning, then I'll push it at night wicked hard. It's just like, and I can really thank Devin Powell for that because I always used to be so freaking just like fucking head over heels, like, oh, I'm pushing it every single day. I got to fight, like no rest days, no nothing. But now I feel like I've really matured to when I know what I need and I listen to my body because I know I'm always working hard. So it's just a matter of let me listen to my body. If someone's hurting, then I'll chill out for a little bit. If I'm okay and if I feel good, like if I feel that pop, that explosiveness, then I'll go in and I'll give it 100%.
And do you have anybody that helps you out with your nutrition aspect?
Not really. No, it's just me and like just learning my body basically, just like figuring out what works for me, what doesn't, and just like as I said before, cardio is king, and I believe that you eat right, take care of yourself, hydrate well, carb up before sessions, like just be smart, really. Then those injuries should limit, and your recovery should be better, so you can train harder and stuff like that. So far it's just me doing everything right now, just a base of experience. But I feel like a nutritionist would be nice, later on. But for right now, I don't feel like it's a necessity for me, as I have everything pretty under control.
And how'd you get the nickname Toro?
Well, so my dad actually was a professional kickboxer and professional fighter, and his nickname was Toro, and because he was just tough as nails, and he would get in there and he would throw. Like if you've seen any of my finishes or almost finishes, I'm in your face and I'm throwing a million punches. And no matter what you send to me, I am like a bull. I'll walk right through it and I'll fucking hurt you. I'll take one, and if I can give you fucking one right back, and I don't give a fuck. Like that's the difference. I don't care if you hit me. Like hit me, that's cool. I can take it. I'm gonna fuck you up either way. So I know I'm not falling. I know I'm not fucking. I know I'm not backing up. So that's it, man. I'm just in there. I'm trying to hurt you.
Absolutely. And Sunday comes, it's the day after the fight, you put in all that time, that effort, all that hard work in camp, win, lose, draw, whatever. What's going to be your go-to post-fight meal, like your cheat meal?
Oh my god, dude. Honestly, man, like I love breakfast, so like probably just like I don't know, dude. It's so hard to think about it on the spot because I'm like, damn, what am I feeling? Like honestly, probably like bacon, egg, and cheese breakfast, burger and fries for lunch, maybe pizza for dinner or burrito, something like that, like burrito. Honestly, burritos aren't that bad for you. Like rice, meat, beans, tortilla, like it's all pretty good. But I never really eat that poorly. Just honestly, right after the fights, just because I care about my conditioning and I care about obviously my physical fitness and just like my physical well being overall. So I'm kind of always in camp. Like I'm always just ready to go. And as I said before, this is a lifestyle, man. And if you don't live and breathe this, then you're gonna get exposed.
And after this fight with Jay, what's going to be next for you? What are your plans for the future?
Honestly, I'm not sure. Like maybe pro, maybe maybe a small glove Muay Thai fight for cage tie-ins, maybe some top. Yeah, that'd be wicked fun. Someone not trying to take me down every 2 seconds. Hopefully, I can get in a nice fucking stand-up war. And really, I just take it one fight at a time, and I just like to really prepare for my opponents. And for me, like, it's like, for me mentally, like, that fight day, that's it. There is no tomorrow. There is no day after. Like, I'm just focused on that one day, and nothing will stop my brain from thinking that. It's just something inside me. Like, I cannot wait for it, and I just can't wait to show everybody, like, no matter who you put in front of me, striker, grappler, wrestler, jiu-jitsu, whatever, like, fucking karate, fucking, I don't care. Like, I'm in there and I'm trying to hurt you, and you gotta adapt to my style, because I'm gonna set the pace this fight.
Ozzy, you are a pure definition of a warrior, man.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it so much.
That's all I really had for you today, man. Before I let you go, is there any teammates, sponsors, anybody you want to shout out, socials, anything like that?
Yeah, man. Like, honestly, just No Sos MMA, Taylor Mears, Hunter Darling, everyone who I mentioned earlier. And my new sponsors, I have a good amount of them right now. So if people want to check them all my sponsors, then you can check my Instagram at Ozzy._9, and you'll find my sponsor page right there. You can click and see all of my sponsors. It goes from G63 Auto, which is cars, Aloha Apothecary, which is medicinal marijuana. My new sponsors, Olympia Kennels, Pancho's Pads. Just like the list goes on. Lighthouse Fitness. The list just goes on. And obviously Martin Ranch, like, the list just goes on. So there's so many right now that are joining the team, and I'm so grateful for it, and I couldn't do it without them, honestly. And obviously, like, a big shout out to Devin Powell and Carolyn Powell for just running a fucking amazing gym and just taking the time to just work with the fighters, and not only just work with them, but just build relationships with them. Like, the slogan for Nostos is welcome home. And you know what? Like, it is, man. Like, you go in there, you train, you feel like you're at home, and I love it.
I appreciate you joining me today, man. I wish you the best of luck, and I'll see you on July 20th.
Of course, brother. Yes, sir. I'll see you after, dude. Let's get it.
Have a great day.